What's happening?
Fascinating.
Please welcome to the SGF stage, Nakayama-san, director of Street Fighter 6, and Hamaguchi-san, director of Square Enix.
They put fucking boss in. They put fucking Bosch in. Oh my god. It's the worst lineup I could ever imagine. Holy shit.
Okay, so it's been a little while since like I did a video where I recorded myself talking in like the now rather than just like, or in post whatever, rather than just like a reaction to something. And that's because I watched and recorded myself reacting to all of Summer Games Fest, and in the video just kind of like, I'm only really here to see like year 4 for Street Fighter 6, and I got year 4 in Street Fighter 6 and I did not handle it very well. And I was quite, I don't even know what the like way to describe it would be. So I don't think I was necessarily like angry or spiteful or upset. It was more like I think it's a pain to make a reference or like comparison to anyone who's like a football Raiders fan. I think I have not felt like a pain and like deep sorrowful somberness like I saw with the character pass since 2016 as like a middle schooler watching Derek Carr break his leg on Christmas. The first year they went back to the playoffs and their playoff run ended before the season itself ended. And I kind of want to get to like the bottom of why that is, or like kind of the overall community reaction to it, because I think this is another symptom, if you will. Like, and I don't want to. Okay, so because like it's only fair, because I'm doing this live. This is just all rambling. I want to be fair, because in a like a thing where I said, I kind of like predicted like a character season pass for a Street Fighter. To quote myself directly, I think I said I wanted more newcomers. It's been a while since Aki, and this game still has to like carve out its own identity, and that was like a year and a half ago, maybe now, almost 2 years ago fully. And you know, cut to the present, and they did it in just like the dumbest way possible, in my opinion. Like, I don't like that. Okay, it's because this pass gives "Please save us, Tifa" if no one else likes these characters. And to kind of speak on that, I don't think any. Okay, I think it's kind of unfair when people are like bashing all the newcomers and like whatnot, because like, oh well, why are we only relying on old characters and blah 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 blah. And it's because like for Street Fighter, at least some of these dudes haven't shown up in like almost 20 goddamn years. Like, it would be nice to see Makoto, it would be nice to see Dudley. And this is coming from me where I I had a certain reaction upon seeing it, which I'll show here. While at the same time having that reaction, in the moment I was like, okay, Yasmin looks cool, Yasmin looks promising, and then I'll show and even like stewing on it. But I think the like big deal is that the way post content release for Street Fighter 6 as a whole has been absolutely dreadful. And I just mean, like, it might be some of the most pathetic like attempts at a live service that I have seen. And that sounds like really harsh and rude, but let me, because I think the most fair way to like paint this picture are like Chun-Li, Cammy, Manon, Kimberly, Jury, all these characters, right? Like, if you main them and it's like, oh well, I use the DLC to like help freshen things up and whatnot, you see this pass and you're like, I'm not a Final Fantasy fan and I don't particularly care about these characters. What is there for you to do this year? And I'm not talking these like 6 months before, oh well, 2027's year. But no, I mean until like this time next year where like Summer Games Fest is over. What are you going to do? Because you're on what, costume 5 now? Or you would be on costume 5 before other characters even get their 4th costume, so you're probably not getting something for a while. You don't like any of these characters. The game never changes. We don't get like balance patches and like meta shaking things. The Steam like review thing for the season passes, we're not getting a new stage. They already gutted World Tour with no like mentions of World Tour ever like coming back and like having any significance, What are you gonna do? And I don't, because I like Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 has very much questioned, is really much like strained and tested how much I love this game. But it's like things like that where it's like there is nothing besides like the dopamine hits of playing this like game, like to keep you vested here. And I think that's where the like kind of frustration and resentment from the year 4 pass I think is stemming from, because like I said, I think Yasmin looks cool. Yasmin by far is the most interesting character to me. Fuck it, man. I'll even say Bosch. I'd be willing to give Bosch a try. But like, imagine if like we had 5 characters and the 5th character was Kadeen or Sakura or Makoto or Dudley or Mika or Rose or Manat. Like, I think there's so like it's just like damn. And then like because Twitter is the land of love and sunshine, this like sparked a whole like legacy versus newcomers debate, and I just kind of feel like it's just like a Street Fighter 6 problem. I just think like almost everything about like the way this game's been handled has been like baffling. Like, I don't know. Call me crazy. Because everyone glazes season 1. And then like season 2 is where people like really start thinking the game went downhill. And I don't really think Terry and Meyer that bad of character picks. It's just like Bison was a letdown. I will never like Bison, But like Terry's okay. Let me frame this from reaction to almost 2 years of them being in this game. Bison was whatever. Terry and Mai were kind of cool, and I was beyond excited for Elena. And now, 2 years since, I had seen the react or like the reveal of them. Um, Bison is not cool. Terry was really weird for a while. Mai, in the most derogatory way, if you were to compress, squeeze, liquefy, juice her, you would be left with the Street Fighter 6 symbol and her fan. And then Elena, like, truth be told, just feels like a here damn character for like a Street Fighter 3 rep. And the reason the point I'm trying to bring is like, what if you just like didn't do any of that and we just got like a character, like a newcomer, maybe one season, or like, replacing, instead of doing a whole season of only newcomers, and then, well, just only newcomers, because Tifa is technically a newcomer. Tifa's never been in a Street Fighter game. I don't even know if Tifa's ever been in a fighting game. I don't care about it like that. Um, it's just like one of those mind-baffling decisions, and so like the whole like, I kind of feel like we were kind of like not really thinking about it too much from the whole newcomer versus legacy thing. Is some of the Street Fighter characters, when people are upset they don't get it, I could see it, because it hasn't been like, it's not like it's been a change of millennia since some of them were last in a game, like they might as well be newcomers, I just kind of that's just kind of how I feel with some of them. I don't think Street Fighter 6 like base roster, them doing the whole Street Fighter 2 3.0 thing where they just did the entire goddamn World Warriors instead of like Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, Guile, Zangief. I think that was already a problem. And then you add a fuck ton of newcomers, which because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use part of his like reaction in this, like, two cosmonauts, like, credit. He talks about how, like, in terms of like gameplay and game style, almost all of them are like brutally underbaked in some way, shape, or form, as they kind of like, what would be the right term, congeal into like the literal pits of Street Fighter 6, like in terms of character, like strength, like severe game design flaw, character flaw, or like they aren't that good. Besides like Aki, Aki's the only one who's broken containment. But I will say, Manon, I think, could be something. I think of all the newcomers, it's either Manon or Aki as like the best, and then the rest of them. But yeah, I just think it's really it's much more an issue of the way the game's been handled than like, this is the pass. This pass is the pass of all time, and it's garbage, and this, that, and the other. It's like, no, no, no. I think it's more of a, this is more of like, almost like a dam bursting. Like, they got Twitter blitzed for like 7 months straight about like costumes, until they like were like, oh, it's too hard because like we have to make up such high quality and this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, no one told you to put fucking 32 or whatever, like when costume 3 came out, outfit 3. No one told you to like do them all at once. You could have done a batch of 7, and then like 2.5 months later done another batch of 7, you know. Um there's that aspect. There's the whole like um constantly catering to world tour and avatar things, which made them, which the whole thing was like, oh, it's making them money. But when it's like so heavily lopsided in that way, and then like fast forward to now, world tour has been gutted, so like what are those players gonna do on top of like, there's no there's no compensation for World Tour. We didn't get any Street Fighter like Super Street Fighter 6 type reveal. There's no extra characters. They didn't show costumes. I would be kind of shocked at Evo, right? There's like a place where more announcements for fighting games can happen. I would be kind of shocked if we got like another like 5 costume batch reveal. I know like the swimsuit this time last year at Evo, or I guess like a few months from now at Evo, like they um they did more than 5. I'm just kind of pointing it out. Not to mention August 3rd is the latest, because August 3rd is when Yasmin comes out. And I'll probably give Yasmin a whirl. I'm not buying the pass though, because hopefully I put the screenshot up at least once by now. But like charging the same amount with no new stage, you're not, and all that. It's like it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah. And to give a like quick rundown of like general overview, it's that legacy characters are not to blame. Newcomers are not to blame. The reason why people feel this way is because of everything else surrounding Street Fighter 6. If we got a Super Street Fighter 6 with like new mechanics, maybe like whole wide system changes and whatever, and that was bundled with Yasmin, Arjun, Bosch and Tifa and Boss, whatever, trying to say it in release order. I don't think anyone would care. I really don't. I think the problem is you kind, and I do have to heavily stress, we don't know what these characters look like and play like, and on top of that, the way they like reveal DLC kind of really sucks because there is zero indication of how they actually look in game, how they'll play in game. We don't get any of that. It is quite literally just like here's like a stylistic way of like revealing our characters, and that's that. And so we can't really judge how they're gonna play. But with that like in mind, the problem is we got 4 fuck ass characters, no matter how you slice it, whether that be positive or negative. There's 4 of them, with no mention of like costumes around the corner. Like a stage apparently doesn't even exist for this year. Allegedly, there's supposed to be a balance update with Yasmin. Like, it's just kind of like earlier when I said the dam's bursting. I think it's kind of like people's goodwill, I guess. I don't know, like leniency, like their willingness to be like, it's just, I like you, Street Fighter 6, but why you like, please, I think it's that more the dam bursting rather than anything else, like, because like everyone's upset now. Everyone will probably be upset the whole year. Tifa will like make this game have over 100,000 players, and you will suffer at least over a month of Tifa mirrors, or you're playing the Tifa matchup. I'm like, apparently like the Street Fighter 6 thing, this year's pass was already like top 10 selling things on Steam in Japan. Like, this is what this is what it is. You will deal, I'll deal, you'll deal. We'll get it. I think that's all I want to say. Yeah. It's not good, and I don't think it's bad. It's just, man, I feel like it's just Street Fighter 6 being Street Fighter 6.